It's the Lordfish. It's the Lordfish Show.
Howdy, 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 friends. We are back, and you are with Lord Fishy, and we are making our car. Just notice these are a little thick, so I'm just going to thin them out a little bit. Cool? Hopefully that's cool with you. And then we're going to Shift D these to start today. And we're going to get them to the other side. I hope to get the car colored, so if this video goes a little long, I apologize for that, but we're just trying to get a lot done fast. But with a little bit of luck, we won't not have to go too long, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so we need to add a minus here. Okay, we need to do the same here. Shift D, and then we'll add a minus there. Alright, and as you can tell, they're completely backwards. So now we need to figure out, like that, what the 180 is going to be. Okay. Next thing, make sure they're actually attached to your door. If you are looking good and it looks good to you, grab both, grab your car, attach. And the reason we can attach now is we shouldn't need to do any more bools. So I'm going to show you one time. You're going to grab it with left click, shift left click the second one, grabbing the car or the item you want to attach to last with shift left click, then Control J. Okay? And that's how we join something. So we're going to leave all those parts joined at now for painting, but or for coloring, sorry, I should say. But we have a few more steps. We're missing a few things on the outside of the car, and we could do some light or some mirrors, but I feel like that's not really needed. If you guys want me to do mirrors, add that in the comment, and I'll show you how I do mirrors. Maybe it can help you doing yours. So first off, we're going to do lights, the headlights. So we'll go ahead and make a cube. We're going to drag it up, making sure we're not in edit mode. And you remember you can flip in and out of edit mode with tab. Next, we're going to shrink it. Decide on what our lights want to be. Maybe you want a rectangle light. Maybe you want a square headlight. Maybe you want it slightly rounded. I'll show you what I would do. We'll go up to here to edges to get the best look I think it's going to give for a headlight. Okay. We're going to go Control B, and we're going to stop there and add 8 bevels because that's what we've done on this car, I believe. If I'm mistaken, you can let me know in the comments. But I think we went with an 8 for standard, and I'm just not going to quite make it a perfect circle. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay. Now we're going to hit S a bit for we can get it a bit more into the size we want. And we'll go to faces. We'll click here. We'll hit I. Okay. Then we're going to push E. And there we go. I think that'll be good for a headlight. I have to thin it out quite a bit, obviously. We may have to change its size a little bit, so let's go move it into place and see what we're looking at. So right there, we're starting to stick into the body. We're over too far that way. So maybe a bit more. But that back edge is starting to leak out of the frame there. So maybe we could do something like that. It kind of looks like they swallow up the headlights. And we're making sure none of the faces are popping through. We're putting the headlights the height we want to put them. I'm going to put mine just a little lower for they match with the grill a little bit more. You do exactly what you think is best. Oops. Just going to hit undo. Accidentally move that one and I didn't want to. I think this is top one actually. So let's go. There we go. And that should be the same on both. So now we can grab both. Left click, shift left click on the car last because we're joining to it. J. And grab our grill and we can attach it to the car. Control J. Alright, we're getting close to done our frame. So we're probably going to start moving on to other things after that. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see something. Just for you make sure I don't miss it during the build. If you'd like to see back seats, if you'd like to see a console, if you'd like to see a a really good back axle. Let me know what you're thinking, and I'll try my best to do what you're looking for and help give you ideas for your project. Because I imagine you guys aren't just following along blindly. You're making it your own style and just taking the lessons to learn to make your own things, I'm imagining. And that's why I always say my things are examples more than something you should copy step by step. I'm just helping you get the tools in your head to be able to do it on your own. So you can follow me step by step, but I would use it as an example. You don't want to make the same car that's going to be in it possibly in another game, right? You don't want to make it your own with little tiny changes, or use it as practice for when you make your own, you have a better idea of what to do. I hope that works for you. I'm only trying to help you guys, and hopefully it's not hindering you at all. So this one I'm going to go Control B after I've grabbed all the corners. And I didn't say, but I went up here and just changed this to edges, for I can grab just those 4 edges, okay? Get out of edit mode with tab, hit S. Just change the shape a little bit. Like that. And we're going to go like this, okay? Maybe something like that anyways. And then we're going to flip back to faces. We're going to hit I. Okay, but you can see there's an issue. The sides aren't nearly as the same as the top, basically. So I'm just going to move this in like that. I'm going to grab that face again and hit E. Just walk it in just a little bit. Okay? That way we can make the whole piece chrome, but make the face of our rear plate, or rear light red or orange, better yet. Okay, so we'll walk this into place. And then we're going to have to probably rescale it a little bit once we do get it into place. Okay, something like that. And as you can see, it's really big, so I'm going to go a little smaller than that. It's up to you how big you want to go with this. I'd probably go somewhere around here. And then I might even shrink it up and down a little bit. Something like that. I think it's hidden on all edges, and I think it looks pretty good there. If you agree and you want to put it there when you're ready, we're going to go Shift D. And it was the top one, I believe. And we'll just add a minus, hopefully. All right. And we have 2 in exactly the same spot on either side. So we'll attach them to the car with Control J. And we pretty much have our outer car. Now, if you guys want me to add any other details, let me know in the comments and I'll come back. But for now, we're just going to move on to coloring. So, cool. I hope you're with me on that. And then we'll start moving on to the engine and other things. I just feel like it's going to help us with the visualization of the car as we're building it. Sorry, I can't say some words for some reason. All right, so we're going to go new. Let's go into edit mode first. So this is going to be the base color of everything. So I'm going to just make it like a bright yellow color, and that's going to be our car color, okay? Ooh, maybe I shouldn't do bright yellow, actually, because that's going to be our light color, too, and it's just going to make it a little confusing. We'll go bright green. That should be the only one going bright green, hopefully. All right, so our car's its basic color. Our next step is we want to grab the windows, and we want to make all the windows a different color, and we can make them all the same color. So it's going to be different. So we're going to go plus, new, we'll make it blue, as I always love to say for some reason. And there we go, it's blue. So that'll be our color that we're going to make transparent, because that's going to represent all our windows. Next, click off everything. Click this, and push new. Actually, let's not do it that way. Let's go L, 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 L. Okay, what we're going to do here is chrome. So if you want all these parts to be chrome, think about what you're highlighting right now. Go ahead and highlight them all with me If you don't, if you want to do it a different way, if you want to do them a different color, and don't worry, we're going to change the faces after. Don't highlight the ones you don't want to change. Shouldn't be a big deal. We're going to make this a gray silver kind of color. Okay? And that's just going to be basically our handles, our lights, and everything. They're usually a steely kind of color for all of those. Every car is different. Make it the way you think's best, obviously, if you disagree. Click off everything. Click on this. Shift click on this. So we just have the two faces. Plus, new. And then we'll make this one our yellow we were talking about. And it doesn't have to be the exact color because you're just setting it its own slot to take a color later. So we're going to make this one different, and we're just going to represent our tail light color, and obviously this isn't going to be the same color as in game. We can still change that. So I think we're pretty much colored on our car. We need to do a few more things now that we're all colored up. I might be missing some stuff. Here you could do around the frame of the window if you want to take the time to highlight everything over here and here. You could follow it all the way around and give it a silver color if you want. It probably, gee, should we do it? I don't want to, but I kind of want to too. All right, let's do it. I'll give you an example how. It's going to be a little hard to maneuver in these places. So I'm going to try to hit Control, left click, and as long as you don't go too far, it should follow the path you have kind of set out for it. And then I'm going to do it again, Control, left click. And this one's going to be super hard to get, but let's try. We got it. All right, so those are all done. Now we just need to grab this outer one. So here, 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 here. We could probably use Control. And we probably use Control. We probably use Control. And you can see if it goes out of where we want it. You make it the same silver color if you want, but if you want also, you could just make a new color for it. Maybe we'll do that just in case you want to customize it later, and then it's up to you what color you make it. And you can do that around the doors. You can do that around the back window. It's going to take a little bit of time, obviously, but it's probably going to be worth it, especially if you want to customize quite a bit, because it's just going to give you those options to be able to customize it that much more, right? Some people are going to like it a lot. Some people aren't going to even notice it. So it's all up to you. I'm going to grab the back window, but I don't think we're going to do the doors because we're just going to be taking too long at that point. Do this one, and then the front and the back are done. That way, if I want to use this car, at least they match, right? It might look funny if they didn't. It's a little hard to grab these things, but remember you can zoom in if you need to. I think I got them all. And we'll make them that same black we just made the other one. Perfect, okay? And there you go. It just gives you a little highlight around the window. If you really like it, I'm glad you like it. If not, I'm sorry for wasting your time. All right, so what's next, you're wondering? Okay, well, let's do what's next. All right, so this really doesn't have anything to do with coloring, but still needs to be done, basically, okay? It's up to you how big you want your trunk to be, but I would grab it where you want it to start, or your hood, sorry, and grab it where you want it to end with Control. All up to you. And then we can go ahead and hit P, Selection. Now, as you can see, our hood is separated. It's its own part. I'm going to do the same to the trunk. Now, if you want to give it some thickness, I can show you how to do that after. But it's going to be hard to do and keep it to be able to fit. So you got to be super careful with that. So again, depending on where you want your trunk to end, if you wanted to go farther, go ahead. We're going to do this, and then we're going to hit P, Selection. Now that's a separate part. Okay? And now that our doors are colored, we're going to go back, on everything. Go back into tab mode, click off everything, hit L over the door, P, Selection. Click off everything, L over the door, P, Selection. Go to the other side, L over the door, P, Selection. Click off everything, L over the door, P, selection. Since we did them all separate, they should be their own separate pieces now. Oops, I don't know what I just pushed there. Sorry about that. So there we go, one separate door, second separate door. You may want to take the time to name them at this point, for it gets a little less confusing up here as you get all these cubes. And I'm probably going to do that at some point, but I'm not going to do it right now. So everything's the colors I want them to be. Everything looks the way I want it to look. Okay? So next, I'm probably going to do one last thing that I didn't mention. We expanded our trunk, as you remember. Not our trunk, our, what would we call this? Bumper. There we go. So we're going to have to color that too, otherwise it's going to look a little silly being the same color as the car. Maybe that's the look you're after. That's fine. It's not the look I'm after. So I'm just going to do that. Oh, actually, let's take out that one then. And you could do the bottom too if you want. You're probably not going to see it. But, I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you. If you're worried about it, do it. If you're not, then don't worry about it. Make it its own color, I would. And again, just because maybe you want to do it a different color. Maybe this is going to be chrome. Maybe it's going to be, I don't know. So just make it its own color either way. And then again, when you're in the game, you can make it wherever you want and not have any issues with it, right? So I guess the next step would be do this side. We'll use control. Use control. Looks like we grabbed the bottom side. Use control, we grab the top, the bottom, and we'll just go down to that last one we just made, and we'll make this also that color. So again, we're done there. I made it a little whitey, that's fine. It's just, again, to make it a different color. We'll do the tires next with the front axle and the back axle, and then we'll probably switch to doing the transmission, and the rear differential, drive shaft. So if you want something specifically, make sure you get the comment in there, for I know you'd like that included in the build, and I'm able to help you out with that. And if you're having fun, let me know in the comments. And anything else you can think of, just let me know and we'll see what we can do about it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and we will see you next time when we get a little farther into our car build. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.